Hello, 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 and welcome to People Talk Now. I'm your host, Vanessa Herrera, and this is the show where you ask about it and I talk about it. And let's not forget, you guys, that we are constantly, it seems, trying to change the pace out there in what people are calling better days. So yes, happy fucking Wednesday, and I hope everybody's doing good this morning. I hope that, you're just like hustling, you woke up with that mentality, and that you are not going to let nothing stop you towards doing what you need to do. And I really hope that you got that little extra pep in your step this morning. And if you're going through it, if you're going through something, if something you feel is holding you back, then hear my voice. Today's the day to let that shit go. So, welcome to episode 60. That's right, your ears do not deceive you. We're 60 episodes in. How that's happened, I have no idea. But I know consistency is one of the things that has helped you and I get this far. Because I have been consistently making these episodes that some of you request, and you guys have been consistently listening. And I always dreamed of this, always dreamed of us together creating a community. I always dreamed of having a bunch of like-minded people and just growing as a family basically, and just being able to talk about things that maybe we don't want to talk about every day. Maybe we don't feel comfortable about talking about certain things. We rather just things continuously keep going as they are. Or maybe we're comfortable. Maybe we're like, it's okay. Nothing's really bothering me. And that's fine. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about today on episode 60 is overcoming fear. How do we overcome fear? So I wanted to give you guys, my listeners, 15 tips on how to basically break free from that fear and to also move forward. There's nothing worse. Just like any other emotion that we feel in our lives, like love, anger, happiness, fear is something that we can actually do something about. We can actually overcome fear. And more importantly, we must overcome fear, otherwise, or else it will most likely paralyze us. So, what do we fear? We fear the unknown. We fear the unpredictable, the randomness. We fear the dead-end job. We fear a low salary. We fear things that we're about to pursue, of losing a loved one. We fear business. We fear turbulence, change, and disruptions. We fear a life without meaning. We fear failure. But fear, for certain, is what I know, is that it sucks the fucking life out of you. It will suck you like a vampire. It will drain you dry. Okay? And it doesn't have to be rational or true to even make us afraid. Sometimes we overthink things and it makes us afraid. Often we're fueled by overthinking. We are overthinking, and that gets us stuck in this fucking vicious cycle, and it keeps us up at night, and basically it puts a hold on us during our days. Something as small as a whisper can trigger its emotional chokehold on us. So we pass by the TV and see how a news clip of the chaos in somewhere else in the world, and there's this fear, right? We look on the news and we're saying, there's this amount of virus outbreaks or whatever. There's the fear. We stumble upon a website with a story of someone's facing a difficult health situation. There's the fear again. We hear people say how bad business is these days, and there goes the fear. By bedtime, we're so engrossed, right? We are so full of all these different fears, and our mind is fighting. There's this full-on war going on in our mind, and we're fighting stories that we've conjured up in our brain. So, will I fall ill? Will I lose my job? Will I have enough money? Is the crime rate going up? Will I ever meet someone? Will I sleep tonight? Will I survive? So, as you can imagine, understand what fear is and what it isn't, right? To begin to be able to overcome these things. Why do I feel so passionately about fear? Because I've dealt with fear a lot in my life. I've dealt with the fear of rejection. I've dealt with fear of what if? What if was the fucking worst one in my life. The what if they this? What if someone's thinking this? And it was just this constant, lingering, gray doom cloud just raining over my head all the time. And honestly, I was fucking sick of it. And I want to be able to show people certain things that they can do to overcome that, because it's such a draining thing. It's like a vampire just sucking all the blood out of you nonstop. And not to say that from one day to the next, like, you're just gonna magically master it, right? But with like everything else in life, this is the one emotion that you can actually overcome, and you can become just as powerful in this with just as you are with any other emotion that you may be able to feel. So fear is an emotion. First of all, let's just get that out there. Sometimes a useful one with when facing danger, right? So often an irrational one that arises when our senses pick up a trigger from our hyperactive and fully transparent and connected external world. And just like other emotions, such as love, anger, or happiness, fear is something that we can do something about, right? So it's something that we can overcome, and more importantly, we must overcome the fear, like I said in the beginning, or else it will paralyze us. So in my journey of basically learning to deal with uncertainty, right, I realized that while fear can motivate some of us to push beyond our limits and spring into action, which is what I feel like now that I've overcome certain fears, I think like, wow, like you look back and you say, I can't ever believe that this was something that I was actually afraid of, right, in my past. Because that's what happens when you overcome certain fears. You're just like, I can't believe this was ever, it seems so minuscule, like it doesn't even seem so important anymore, right? So I learned to push beyond the limits, right, and getting into action to protect, not just myself, but it's something that we tend to do. We do that to protect ourselves from dangerous, life-threatening situations. And it can be enormously heavy for others, weighing us down in our pursuit of a full and prosperous life. And if we cannot break free from it, right, the fear can destroy our spirit. So I've learned that it is possible to learn how to overcome fear so that we can continue on our work, whatever work that may be. Whether your work is to help other people, whether your work is to be more fit, whether your work is to be more loving, whatever your line of work, it can help you in that. So, our passion and our life with a sense of fulfillment and freedom. And basically, those are the things that can happen once you overcome that fear. So here are 15 tips that I've learned to overcome fear that might be helpful to you. So number 1, stop feeding fear. So we passively consume thousands of messages a day, okay? Whether it's from Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, emails, the internet, just from physical contact, person to person. Let's stop allowing others to feed the fear, putting aside the 10 o'clock news, negative people, and reading into what might happen in the future. We got to stop that. And stop over analyzing what might happen, because that right there was the number one thing that used to just kill me, because I was so busy over analyzing something that had not even happened yet. Yeah, it hadn't even happened, and I was already just like with this whole like, oh my god, like, let me just curl up, it's the end of the world type of vibe. So unnecessary. Really, it is. So, I say prohibit the negativity from entering the temple, your focused and vibrant mind. So, all you can really do is, if you know that there is something that is just constantly, feeding into your brain, whether it's fear, whether you watch something that you know that you're going to take to bed with you, whether it's the news, or whether it's a friend that's constantly feeding you negative news, or just the constant amount of negative messages that you may see in a day, things that don't make you feel good. Like, there is absolutely nothing wrong with you saying, that's it, we're putting this to a stop and we're shutting it down. Because at the end of the day, you have to do what's right for you. And it's not just about also doing what's right for you, It's about not allowing things that are going to affect you in your sleep in the long run. Like, so that's so unhealthy. Number 2, replace the worry trigger with something more useful. So what do I mean by that? Be proactive at what goes into our mind each day. So, every day, there's a lot of things, whether we think so or not, that are constantly affecting us. Things that we see that we don't even realize that we're actually being triggered. Whether it's a commercial, whether you're walking past a billboard, whether you're driving on the freeway, okay? So especially in the morning when our mind is most fertile, right? So here are 4 ways to kickstart the day. Read a book, listen to an uplifting song, watch an inspiring video on YouTube, say a mantra or an affirmation. Put thoughts into your mind that nurture you, that hold you, that make you feel wholesome and good. Replacing the fear with fuel that actually energizes and inspires you. So I realized how important it was for me to just put not even just things around me that fill me with positivity, which is like, your safe space, like your room, the place where you spend your most time. It's so important and critical that you have things that nurture your mind. So for me, it's books. For me, it's music. For me, it's listening to vinyl, painting. I have things that are therapeutic that make me forget about certain things that I've ever thought were fearful, or things that made me feel any kind of way. And that's how you can sort of start to begin to just crumble that wall down. Number 3, friends help to overcome fear when they lift you up and never bring you down. So I know some of us out there, maybe we don't have the best of friends, maybe we don't have friends that uplift us. And if you don't, and if you find that your circle is constantly just bringing you down more than up, that's your sign right there. I don't know why you're still sitting there. I don't even know why you're still texting these people back. Like, do I need to go down there and be like, get your shit together? I hope not. Don't make Vanessa come on down there, because I really don't want to have to go down. But face-to-face with interactions with friends help to nourish us, especially when we need a boost in life. And I got a couple friends that I can think of in mind that, they just boost me up when I need it. They know who they are. I don't need to say your name. But it's good to have friends like that, because, sometimes maybe, even when you think you got it all there, like even think when you got it handled, it's okay. It's completely okay to reach out to people, especially close friends. Let them know your concerns. Let them know what's really going on inside, If you fear that your friends are going to judge you because of certain things that you need to say, are they really your friends? Ask yourself that. Whether we're at a house of worship, or at a sporting event, or at a Labor Day barbecue, whatever the circumstance, surround ourselves with laughter, fun, and encouragement from friends can help us realize that our fear is misplaced. It's nowhere to be found. Because when you put more into your body than the one thing that's trying to eat you up inside, it's a little easier to forget about it, don't you think? Number 4, facts, not perceptions or rumors, help to overcome fear. So worries from health problems that we think we might have will not go away from searching on Google.
Trust me, I know.
But can often be put to rest by the consultation of a doctor, okay? Don't just be sitting there, buying yourself a coffin, or, basically calling it an early funeral for yourself. Whether we fear a health problem or a career challenge, get the facts from someone who is a trusted source, meaning a doctor, a natural doctor, a shaman, whatever your cup of tea is. Make sure you go that route, okay? Don't sit there and eat yourself up alive with fear because of something that you are not even positive that is actually going to happen. So don't do that to yourself. Don't eat yourself up with fear. Don't allow fear to eat you up from the inside out. Number 5, laser-like focus on goals to overcome fear. So nothing concentrates the mind like a bold, purposeful goal that can dramatically change our life. What we choose to focus on becomes our reality. So true. What do we want more of? What do you want more of?
No, seriously, what do you want? Like, what do you want? What do you want?
Just kidding. Our dream or our fear. Clarity of a goal becomes a powerful magnet, often pulling us forward to overcome fear. So it's so crazy because I know I say this to you guys often, but the more that you do things that you love, the more that you focus on things that truly make you feel happy inside, things that truly lift your spirits, things that just have you motivated to do more and more good. Those are the things that make fear non-existent. Those are the things that basically push you to not just be a better person, but to find different outlets in creative ways to basically chop fear up into little tiny pieces. Okay? Because we don't need that on the menu. Okay, number 6. A supportive family to overcome fear. Moms, dads, siblings, and our kids can be a source of support in times when we're fearful of the smallest little things. So they know us better than we know ourselves sometimes. For example, whenever I'm not sure about a certain decision that I need to make, right? Let's just say that. And, if I feel like, man, I could just use that little extra moral support, right? Because maybe I feel a slight fear of like, if maybe I'm not 100% making a good decision, right? So maybe I ask my husband. He gives me his advice. But it's always, I know that the advice I'm getting from him is 100% supportive and it comes from a loving place, right? So at that point, as a wife, I have the option to say, this is exactly what I needed. This is exactly what I needed to hear. Or it could either just boost up what you already felt so much to the point where you overcome that little small fear that you had that maybe you were on the wrong path. And that's what I mean. Like, and that could be with anyone. You can, ask anybody, and a friend. It could be anybody in your life. It doesn't even have to be somebody specific, but it's also very crucial that it's somebody that you trust. Number 7, take action to overcome fear. So much of what we fear is the future, right? We're always afraid of the unknown. Like, where will I be X amount of years from now? Or next week I have this blah, 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 blah deadline. Suddenly the stress comes, right? And although we all tell ourselves like we should worry about what we can control, it's easier said than done. Because fear is like a termite eating away at your brain. And it just sucks really bad. So, bringing our overthinking mind from the future to the present, getting to work on our job, right? Or business or our life can be potent tonic for the disease that plagues our mind. Hard work. Grueling hard work has been a great savior for me over the years, right? So, say, anything that I work on, whether it's myself, whether it's my health, it doesn't matter what it is that I'm working on. It's the one thing that saved me over the years, because I've learned that the work that I put in myself is so satisfying that it creates this different, it develops this new way of thinking for me that I have no room for fear. And so that's what I mean by taking action, So working on something challenging where I've thrown myself deep into like projects or challenges or certain things has helped me to distract my mind from the things I fear, which now at this point in time has become a distant memory. And that's kind of what you would want from fear. You want that to be a distant memory that you can hopefully help someone see the light in the now or the future. It's not only about finding a distraction, right? I don't want you to think like, oh, distract yourself so that you're not fearful of something, right? Because again, like I said, it's something that you have to work on. But as long as you know that you can overcome something, that's fine. Like, do it at your own pace. Action allows us to overcome fear because instead of feeling out of control, which is what we fear sometimes, we will feel back in control from taking action and from just working on it little by little. Number 8, having faith can overcome fear that things will work out in the end. So think back a few years ago. Did the fear you have that you had 5 years ago come true? Was it really that bad? Probably not. I know mine wasn't. Life is complex, and the universe has a way of reshuffling the deck so that somehow, in some cosmically random way, things work out in the end for us. Have faith that things will be okay. Let go of logic and reason, and suspend your crazy mind and simply just believe. Believe in yourself. That's all you can do. Number 9. Calm composure to overcome fear. Sit up straight and stand tall. Take a deep breath and smile. That's it. Just smile. Laugh for the fun of it. Wear a tie to work. Get dressed up to go to work. Whatever you want. Walk as though you are in charge. Modeling the type of behavior that we observe in confident people and allow us to inherit those emotions. And just keep your head up high. So that's just it, you know, because I remember in the past I would look at people, you know, and say, wow, like, how do they do that? How do they have this strength and this just way about them, this aura? And it's just like, it's so powerful, it's so beautiful. I want that. And little did I know that it's just that because those people that I saw that I would look to for like maybe guidance or some sort of word, right? Some sort of word from the universe, is that they were very emotionally stable. And it takes work to become very emotionally stable. And that's super important. So just understand that with work, and with the willingness, you can crush fear. It's not something that's going to be in your life forever. Trust me. To live a life with no fear is to just live abundantly. Number 10. I know. Exercise to overcome fear. Increase the blood flow to the brain and heart and lungs while giving the mind a break from thinking about fear. Morning walks, jogging, running, yoga is also a really great way, especially when you do it together with meditation. Physical stimulus has shown to boost not only our energy, but our happiness as well. And I know you guys are like, Vanessa, why? Like, why you got to bring up exercise? Because I know these are things that really, really help you, you know, put a nice big fat foot in, you know, fear in the ass. Or is it, wait, fucked up there. But yeah, these are just things that really, really help, you know, put your happiness into perspective and make you realize that fear is just, it could be non-existent in your life. Number 11, happy memories can overcome fear. So thinking about a happy moment in your life, you know, it can warm your heart. It can make you feel really good inside. It nourishes your soul, and it definitely helps you soothe any fearful thoughts that you may be having in your life. So, you know, just try to picture, you know, I mean, something that I can think of, like joyful moments, is like, I think about my kids. I think about just fun moments, road trips that we've gone on, just moments where something really extremely funny has happened, and almost instantly good memories can just fill you up with, you know, and replace any doubt or fear with just complete happiness. And I know that from experience. I know that, you know, just thinking of a memory in that moment where you're feeling fear can just shift your thought process. Number 12, examples of hope can overcome fear. So life is filled with great underdog stories, right? But from people who have overcome health problems, bankruptcy, poverty, emotional challenges, to career chaos. But we have examples all around us of people who have beat fear back with achievements and accomplishments. So I love a good underdog story. I don't know about you guys, but read them, watch them, believe in them, and get inspired by them. Number 13, overcome fear by facing it head on. Oh, you guys already knew I was going to bring this up. So, want to ask the boss for a raise? Want a career advice from someone really high up there? Clear the mind's overthinking about rejection by facing it head on. Ask, speak, say, and do. Nothing clears up the fog of uncertain fears than the reserved confidence shown by an individual who faces them head on. And trust me, all the things in my life that I used to be fearful of, they happened when I just said, fuck it, and just went for it. Because that's the only way you can begin to overcome fear. Because fear is just going to always be there. But if you absorb it and you allow that to become a real entity, trust and believe that that's something that's just going to always be lingering in the back of your head. And why would you want that? That's just energy wasted, all right? It's just energy wasted. Like you don't need that taking rental space in your mental. You feel me? Number 14, fortitude and resolve to overcome fear. So problems we know can occur randomly. You know, it happens to everyone on this planet. So don't let the clutches of fear grab a permanent hold. Get bold and be courageous and resolve to handle it. Say, I got this. Like, this all right. It's nothing, right? See it through with sheer determination. And fears stay away when we actively engaged in trying to solve a problem with all of our strength. So naturally, you're not going to see something as a fearful situation or a fearful moment if you're coming at it with this strength of saying like, I'm gonna do this and it's gonna be fine, right? Because it's about shifting that mindset to something like suddenly being like dreadful to being wonderful. Like we know as people what can happen from one moment to the next. One moment can be up, one moment can be down, but just like something drops, something can be picked up. So just try your best to think of it like that, I encourage you to try whatever way that is rational, that works for you. Last but not least, number 15. So overcome fear of change by trying something new each day. And trust me, this is really fun. But little by little, tiny drops of water can reshape the hardest stone. I don't know if you guys ever heard that. Park the car in a different spot. Say hello to someone new. Read a book, attend a workshop or a seminar. Making small changes to daily routines spark new paths within our mind's complex system, performing new neurons, which enable us to learn how to adapt. So, fear must be conquered not necessarily by bold moves, but by the smallest changes in our mind, dripping like water on a hard stone a little each day. So we must overcome fear if we're to live a full life of purpose, meaning, and prosperity. So just think about that. Think about like the 15 tips that I've shared here today. And, just try your best. Because understand that fear is not permanent. Fear is just not permanent. And you can permanently get rid of it if you really want to. So I really hope that any of the 15 tips that I share here today, really struck a chord somewhere within you and it just makes you want to make some sort of change. And if you feel like anything really helped you here today, and you want to talk about it, feel free to reach out to me, at peopletalknow@hotmail.com. And, just reach out to your girl. Don't be afraid to talk to me. I know that I'm not afraid to talk to you, and you shouldn't be, because fear, that's what we're talking about. Don't be afraid. Reach out to me. If you think like, oh, she might be busy or she's not going to this or that, trust me, I'll answer back. All right. We can talk. We can shoot the shit. And if I can make you feel better, then that's what we're going for here. So yes, thank you guys. As you guys know, I like to leave every show with a joke and a word of the day. So today's joke of the day is called firepower. So, them. Okay, they said, "Why do you always carry a knife?" Me. "The last time I tried to open a bag of chips with a 9mm, that didn't go so well." Yeah, I don't think, it's a good idea to open a bag of chips with a gun. Unless you're really hungry. But in that case, I still don't think that's a good idea. That was a lot funnier when I read that the first time, so forgive me. But we're gonna cue the laughter regardless, because, I got nothing. Y'all gotta send me some jokes. Seriously, you guys gotta send me some jokes in. So yes, as always, you guys already know that I like to share a joke and a word of the day, which I just shared the joke, because, I try to share a joke to bring you a little bit of laughter and a little bit of humor, and also a new word every week to build up your vocab. So today's word of the day is repine. So repine is spelled R-E-P-I-N-E, and the definition is to feel or express dejection or discontent, to complain, too long for something. Did you know, in longing, one can repine over something, repining over her lost past, or one can pine for something. The two words used thus meaning close to the same thing, but not exactly. Pining refers to intense longing for what one once knew. Repine adds an element of discontent to any longing, an element carried over from its sense to feel or express dejection or discontent, which has been used since the 16th century. So there you have it. There's the word repine. Go out and use it in a sentence. Hashtag people talk now. And let me know how you use it in a sentence. Let me know how that works out, Just let me know. And I'll go ahead and share you to my IG stories. And yes, if you enjoyed today's video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. And, don't forget to like it and share it. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe, okay? Because that's really important. Please subscribe. Help me get those subscribes. And most importantly, do not forget to hit that bell notification, because every time you hit that bell notification, that lets you know, the watcher, every time I post a video, so that you know when it's out and you don't miss out on anything, because why would you? But don't forget to share with anybody that you know that may be going through some sort of fear right now, some sort of doubt in their life. Feel free to share with everyone, friends, grandma, all of the above. Just that would make me so happy. Why am I doing this? I don't know. But thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, have a kick-ass Wednesday, you guys. Bye.